So creating a home page within your team's environment is very simple to do, and it really puts a lot of the data that you want right here at your fingertips. So there's lots of different ways to get this accomplished, and we're going to go over how simple it is to do right within your own Office 365 environment. So stand by, we're going to jump right to it. So the first thing you need to do is be aware of the possibility, right? So here within, we're calling this home, but here if you go to that plus sign, what we're doing here is we're adding a SharePoint page. So the first place we need to start really is kind of looking at what that SharePoint page looks like. And we'll just pull up this one for finance. Now we happen to be inside of our team environment here for finance. Now note here that we have two pages that we're actually working on here. Purchasing, which is the first one, and then we have general as well. And I'm going to show you kind of how to build this out all within SharePoint. So this is only just a view inside a team. So you're not really making changes to this. You're really just displaying information. Now you can use things from the team's environment. Like for example, here I have a form set up, and this form actually creates, this form creates to-do tasks, this form creates planner tasks, and this form adds notes to Evernote. So I kind of have all three of them lined up here just to submit. So I know where it is every single time. I can open up Teams, I can go directly to that channel called purchasing. Remember, there's two channels here under finance. So there's general and then there's purchasing, and I can do that. Or I can go to this home page and put all types of information here. And I've just put some templates up here just to show you how to do it. So let's go back here to this purchasing home. So again, you can add information right here. You can access these documents. You can open up these directories. Everything's certainly possible from within Teams, but you can't really edit this. So where do I edit it? So here, I'm just going to go up, whoops, and I'm going to edit that file, which is right here. Now, how did I find this file? Well, I just went to my SharePoint page for finance. So if you go back to your team environment, if you can go directly to SharePoint itself and search for and look for finance. So let me go ahead and just open up this real quick here so you can kind of see what I'm doing step by step here. So I'm just going to open up SharePoint, and here's what shows up. And notice here that I have this finance group. When I click on that, it's just going to bring me over to home, and then I can look under here under site content or pages. I'm going to go to pages, and you can see here finance home page or home. And so right now I'm looking at the finance home page, which is right here when I click on it. All right, so where did it go? There it is right there. So here I'm just going to edit this information. To edit, I just go up here to the edit button, and now everything's laid out in front of me. Now don't be intimidated by this. It's actually very simple. I'm going to show you some quick things to remember. See right over here, you see where edit section duplicate? That means it's for the entire section. Do you see how it's outlined there? If I click only on this image, notice now I get a couple other menu boxes, right? This right here is related to, these menu options are related to this picture, and so are these. So if I click over to here, see the same thing happening? Same thing, whoops, same thing here, right? It's outlined in blue, that, so you kind of get the idea, right? And then if I want to go out, I just go out and it's working on the whole page. So that's the first thing to remember. That's pretty easy. Now, how do I add these pages? That's even easier. So here, I'm just going to add a page right down here. Let's go down to the bottom here, to the bottom of this form. We're going to click on the form and we want to add something underneath it. We can just click on the plus sign. If we want to add something above it, we click on this plus sign here. But we can also move things around once they've been added. So let's add something and then move it around. So we're going to click there. And notice here I can click and do all types of things. So you can do quick links, you can do a YouTube video, lots, and as you can see here, just a lot of things that you can do, as well as external areas, right? Asana, Trilio, you know, all kind Kindle. You can do all types of neat stuff here. But just to keep it simple, I'm just going to click on weather. So here we're just going to type in our weather location. So 36080. All right, and we're just going to hit enter, and we're going to say it's Brazil, and that's fine. All right, and then that's it. We're going to add that weather. Now I've never added the weather before, so let's see how that works. So here we have this. Now one last thing before we go, and there's the weather in Brazil. One last thing, so let's add one more weather here. Let's add Wetumpka, Alabama, and there it is. Pretty easy, and we'll add one more, Running Springs, California. Actually, let's do Green Valley Lake, California. There we go. Okay, so here are all of our temperatures. We can move these around, right? So I can go like this. So I'm just holding, clicking, and holding, and I can see everything there. Now, this looks good to me, but I don't want it down here. I want to move this whole thing over here above documents. So I can click and drag, and now notice it's above there. Pretty easy, right? I can do that again, move it over there. Great. I can also take this and I can say I no longer want Brazil. Wonderful. Pretty simple. But for this one, I'm just going to keep it just like that. All right. Now I'm just going to hit republish. When I hit republish, now it's going to automatically load on my page. Now notice the page looks just like this. I'm inside of SharePoint. Remember, we're still in SharePoint, but very simple inside of SharePoint. I still see my report, right? I can do what I need to do there, but I now have the weather as well. That's pretty darn cool, isn't it? Let's go to Teams to see what it looks like over there. Notice here, Teams, where did it go? Well, the reason why is because you haven't updated, right, or refreshed that screen. So let's just go ahead and hit F5 on our keyboard. We could have hit that refresh button that was right over there, but we're just going to hit F5. And it's going to republish. Now we're back on our homepage, and let's see if the weather is there. Sure enough, it is. So that's how easy it is to create a homepage. You play with these web parts. It's very simple. Very simple. Just hit edit and go in. You can play with it. You can do all kinds of things. It's very cool. Lots of little web parts. You can search for them. Play with it. I think you're going to really like it. And then ultimately, you're going to have a nice area where you can come every single time. Now, for me, personally, I use this a lot because I have reports on here that I file regularly. I don't like to go into Evernote. I don't like to go into these applications every single time when I need to create a task. I'm doing something else. I just need to create a task real quick. I just do it there, and then it makes it very convenient for me. I type it in, hit go, and away the task goes. So here I can just put in sample, for example. We're just going to say submit, boom, it automatically goes over. And just to show you kind of how that works, if we go over to do, because I just entered that into to do, we should be able to see that task underneath to do, under family. Let's see, there's move the boat lift was one that I did earlier. And then here you go. That's a sample I literally just did. So very simple to do. The automation to auto-populate to do, see in another video.